So it looks like these guys are starting.
Up for the hardest trick in the game, hitting targets.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty nice start.
Yeah, so as we were saying earlier, both these guys have the same, or mostly the same PB. I think it's off by 1 minute. So hopefully we can see a pretty close match.
So are they gonna do inbounds frigate probably?
I think SC's doing out of bounds. Yeah, I think SC's doing out of bounds and Tom's doing inbounds.
Yeah, you gotta be really confident if you're gonna do out of bounds.
Yeah, it can save a lot of time, but you can also lose a lot of time if you're not consistent at it.
Oh, the elevator cutscene skip. Classic RTA strats.
As he decides to not do the biohazard bomb jump. And Tom's going for it.
If you get it first try, it saves about 8 seconds, but it's not the easiest bomb jump. Oh, and Tom is aborting. Oh, as he just said, he's doing inbounds frigate. So they're both doing inbounds frigate. Okay.
The record.
That's probably better.
Yeah.
Out of bounds loses 40 RTA seconds. Actually gains 40 RTA seconds over inbounds. So
In addition to like the fact that you save in-game time too, right?
Yes. Wow.
Yeah, you can potentially save almost a minute. And that's just in-game time, so that would be about 1:40.
Yeah.
But it would really be bad if somebody like got stuck out of bounds and soft lock.
Yeah, to restart them. That'd be really annoying.
Here you see SC using a technique called rapid fire missiles, which cancels the missile animation and allows you to shoot a missile very quickly instead of waiting for the arm cannon to reload.
Yeah, you're supposed to like scan the Parasite Queen, which moves the lock point onto its head, which is a weak point, but you can just manually aim at it.
Yeah, it looks like SC missed a few headshots.
But he still got it pretty decently
Yeah,
fast. So.
they both got.
So this room coming up here is where you would get out of bounds if you were doing that strategy. This little place in the wall you can get forced out of bounds, but
Yeah, the one where like the tank explodes or something.
yeah. Looks like SC got through that room pretty fast. That's actually not the easiest room to get through fast inbounds.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest place where most people can save time on inbounds frigate. Outside of doing the parasite dashes, I guess. But the world record is like 434.
It's 434.7, I think, inbounds.
So we'll see if anyone breaks that.
I think T3 has that. And then, of course, the out-of-bounds world record is 520... 524. 524. Okay. So that's a 50-second difference. Plus all the lost cutscenes in that, too. So.
Yeah, you don't have to watch the Ridley cutscene, and you don't have to watch the cutscene where you lose all your items. That's where that time comes from.
Speaking of losing your items, yes, you do skip losing your items on Frigate, but there's a second check on Talon when you land. So you don't actually get to keep your items. Unfortunately.
Yeah, that would really change. That would really change the route if you did.
Definitely would not have to go through all that crap to get bombs and morph and all that.
Yeah, yeah.
Item loss skip would probably save 8 minutes or more.
Yeah.
I don't even know what you do. You go straight to the Varia probably.
You already have
You
it.
already have Varia.
Oh yeah, so you can go
I
right
guess
through
you would-
Magmore.
You would do a wall crawl, get wild every, or you would actually fight Flagon and get Valia again.
Oh no, Tom fell in the grapple gun. Wasted a few seconds.
Bomb jump out. What he's gonna do? No. That's probably fast.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the last place in the game you're going to see grapple used, because you lose it when you lose your items, and they're not going to get it 100%. It's not faster to get it. So. Looks like SE's going to get a 428 escape.
It's a 422.
Yeah. Looks like SE's about 15 seconds ahead going onto the planet. Or maybe about 10 seconds ahead going onto the planet. So both players not really having much trouble getting Space Jump first. It's a pretty simple dash to the right.
Yeah, it's one of the easiest.
One of the easiest but most important sequence breaks, I'd say. So both players getting the missile in main plaza, and then the energy tank. Neither of which you're supposed to be able to get at this point, but Space Jump lets you get both those items.
Yeah, that's why in 21% you have to go. You have to go all the way to
Hive Totem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unless you're a TAS, in which case you can still get this missile.
Yeah. No, they're both going to skip the parasite or the plated beetle fight because they have Space Jump. You're supposed to have to like fight a bunch of beetles and then fight the plated beetle to get Morph Ball, but they're just going to skip all that.
Yeah, this is Mostly just grabbing a couple of essential items, and then we'll get to the more interesting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But the pause that Essie did there was so that that door would load faster. Well, it actually loads the room really fast, but the door doesn't open. But pausing there makes the door open for some reason.
So Essie's got the charge beam here. It's not a required item, but it makes a lot of things a lot faster, including a lot of boss fights. So it's definitely something you want to get 90%.
Yeah, it saves like 10 minutes in Prime at least. Maybe not. It saves a lot of time.
No. Now, as he's shooting that save door, that missile lock door, because he's going to need to open that door later without being able to unmorph. So it's important to shoot that now, or else you're going to mess your run up later. Tom does the same.
So this upcoming boss is all RNG. There's about maybe a 30-second difference between the minimum and maximum time you can get. But each phase, it'll be a random time. I don't know the minimum and maximum length of each phase off the top of my head, though.
I believe it's 5 seconds for the first one and then 8 for the next 3. I believe that's what it is. So that'd be 29 seconds. Or no. I don't remember. Don't quote me on that. Miles would know.
I have some code somewhere that has those numbers in it.
Yeah, so according to this, it's 8 seconds for the first one and 15 for the next 3, which is 53 seconds, which is a lot closer to what Tom just said in chat. So I think that might be it.
53 sounds right.
Yeah.
But since I can't hear the music, I don't know how good or bad those went. Looks like Tom's fourth phase is taking a long time now.
Yeah. So both players will be opting not to do the puzzle and energy core because they're going to come back later and do that room out of bounds. You're supposed to do this puzzle which will unlock the door to Furnace, but when you go out of bounds you don't have to actually unlock that door.
Yeah, it's nice that it at least loads, even though the lock is still on it. There's an invisible branch in Arboretum that Essie jumped on.
Tom is saving him, it looks like. I don't remember if SE saved. Did SE save?
He did not save.
SE did not save. Okay.
The reason you might want to save here is because if you miss the bomb jump to get back to Flagger's room for the artifact, then you lose an insane amount of time.
Yeah.
The bomb jump Arweb mentioned is called Early Wild, and it's exactly what it sounds like. You're getting the artifact of Wild early, and you're also skipping Spider Ball and Superman process.
Yeah, so if SE were to fail that, he would have to get Spider Ball and Super Missiles, and then come back here at some point, which would be like, really annoying and take a lot of time. Whereas if Tom were to fail, he could just reset. Although that would take a lot of time too, since the
that does take a lot of time.
fight has a lot of cutscenes, so
It's over 2 minutes of cutscene,
yeah. Plus the Varia suit cutscene.
37 seconds, I believe.
So yeah, hopefully they both make Early Wild so that this race will still be
Yeah.
close. Or both fail it, then something even more interesting. Tom doesn't even go into the morph ball slot.
Worth mentioning that Flagger's morph ball slots are not actual ball slots. They are damageable triggers, so you don't actually have to enter the slot.
Yeah,
That
that's
allows
why.
you to
yeah.
jump on the outside of the slot and just lay a morph ball bomb. SE is finished.
Yeah, feasible. This game is basically an RPG. With all the cutscenes it is.
Flagger is a good time to take a nap.
Yeah.
Sorry you guys missed it.
So in these runs, the in-game time and the real-time differ by about 21 minutes. So it's
Players make it fast.
there's not too many cutscenes in the entire run. Just to clarify that the in-game time only runs when you actually have control of Sam. So during cutscenes, elevators, things like that, the in-game time doesn't run.
Yeah, after scanning something and cutscenes and like text boxes that pop up, it won't be running.
And they're optimizing for real time in this run, so they're going to be skipping cutscenes if it's possible. Whereas in an in-game time run, you would occasionally not skip a cutscene because it would save in-game time.
Hopefully they both skip the delete part scene.
It's too bad they didn't do what they did in Metroid Prime 2 and make almost all the cutscenes skippable.
I think PAL might have some skippable that aren't this
Oh, okay.
version. Which would be hilarious if like you wanted to do RTA runs and had to run PAL. I don't
Okay,
think that would.
so SE's getting towards Early Wild here. Let's see if he can get it. Hopefully he can get it.
The early wild bomb jump manipulates the tight corner and the morph ball's size by making the morph ball fall slower, and the bomb refill timer.
Alright, SE got it.
So-
Nice job. Now it's
actually
Tom's turn.
manipulates the bomb refill timer to refill during the bomb jump, so you can theoretically farm forever.
Yeah, there aren't many corners that we've found that are useful like that though. This one happens to be extremely useful.
Very useful.
Both players get it.
Nice.
For some reason, the bomb
Far
is
behind.
extremely low.
So the reason they have to do that is because you have to fall a certain way down that room to get this room here where the ghosts are to change its state.
Why the
And
hell
then
was the bamboo in the floor
on whose stream?
on Tom's? It was like
Oh.
against the floor.
I don't know. These ghosts are really mean. They like to like fly around and go to random places.
And
It's really hard to
prevent
get a
them
good
from-
fight.
You prevent them from disappearing by doing what Tom's doing and shooting them right before they dash.
It's not foolproof though, because they can get stuck in the wall and things like that. But it definitely speeds the fight up.
There's also a glitch where if you shoot them at the wrong time, if you kill them at the wrong time with an uncharged shot, they'll freak out for like 10 or 15 seconds before they die. You just have to wait it out. It's not very common though. I don't think either of them will have that happen.
Tom apparently got it on all 3 ghosts in that big race we did a few days ago. That's what he said.
Wow. I thought it was uncharged shots that did it.
Not sure.
You have to kill the ghost during your fallback animation
Okay.
in that weapon.
So usually it's because you shot them with an uncharged shot, but not. That's not why.
Because you shoot them early.
Now they're both going to Magmore Caverns. The main reason they're going here is because they need to get an artifact, which they're not going to come back here later, so it's good to get it now. And then they're going to go to Phantonic Drifts. Magmore Caverns essentially just connects all the other regions together.
He skips the save. And moves in.
There's not too big of a risk. I guess there kind of is, but it's not too big of a risk.
You'd probably be better off just grabbing the E-Tank.
Yeah, I think they're both going to get the E-Tank, if they remember.
Skips as well.
And pretty standard Magmore here. There's a few dashes you can do in Triclops Pit that SC did not do, but they only saved like a second.
Yeah. There's a
And
few
then-
ways to do Manifestation too. They appear to be
Right.
doing the safest way.
Yes,
All right, here's the race tank. Hopefully, yeah, he's getting it. He's getting it. Okay. You wouldn't normally get this in a PB attempt, but it doesn't save. It doesn't waste too much time, so it's kind of worth it to get it in a race.
And Tom skips the tank.
Oh, Tom skipped the tank. Oh wow.
Okay. Well, that's your typical any percent would do that.
Yeah. Hopefully he doesn't get burned for that later.
Typical
here
any-
it is.
Oh, go on.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say that you do skip that tank, but everyone gets main plaza tank in any percentages. Anyway,
I was going to say both players skipping the cutscene enter Vendrani Shorelines
going
to
for the
save,
RTA.
to save RTA. And heading to Vendrana Canyon to get Boost Ball, which is another item that's possible to skip, but it just saves an obscene amount of time because it's one of the fastest ways to move around. So
They're gonna probably use it almost immediately for a glitch.
yeah,
See Essie and Tom here skip raising the platforms and binge on a canyon to collect the boost ball. Tom, unfortunately, dashed.
Oh, Tom's having a hard time here.
Yeah, if you miss the dash, I usually just do the jumps at that point
Yeah.
because that little ice guy can get out of position.
The crystal light.
The inverted snow cone.
Mm-hmm.
Now what Essie's going to do here is wall call, notably called Wave Sun, because you collect Wave Beam and the Artifact of Sun at the same time by using a trick called Infinite Speed, which I will works.
The crystal light.
So he's just going to do a dash to get on top of these snowbanks over here. And then that puts you out of bounds.
The way out of bounds works in Metroid Prime is I don't know where to start. You have to manually transition each room. But
There's a certain place you have to go. Sorry, go ahead.
in this place, you can't exactly hit the load trigger for the next room, so you have to manually load the next room by shooting the door and moving beside it. And then unloading the room by doing the same thing.
Yeah, if you don't make Drena shorelines invisible, the game will crash when you try to load the next room by shooting the door.
So you can see that on Essie's map, he has the map on the wrong room. And then when you're out of bounds, that provides some interest in physics.
Yeah, the fact that he's on the wrong room is what's going to allow him to get stuck in the wall and increase his speed to get infinite speed.
And then you'll see what happens when this is over. This takes like, I think this is like 50 seconds, this one is, something like that.
I'm struggling to get in bounds.
Tom did the really annoying jump onto the bomb slot.
Hopefully he doesn't fall.
He needs to get a little bit lower so that he'll go in. Looks like he's a
All
little
right, you got
high
it.
right
You
now.
got it.
Both players did not fall. So
Yeah, falling
costs about
loses
30
like
seconds.
yeah. Tom handled that like a champ.
Mm-hmm. So now Essie's going to boost here, and then right there he actually collected Waving and the Artifact of Sun. You just didn't get you don't get the cutscene for Artifact of Sun. So that doing that skips the Shigoth fight, and it skips having to come back here later to get Artifact of Sun. So that's why it's worth it, even though it takes like 50 seconds and you have to go out of bounds.
Essie got the Samus clone.
Yeah. So now Essie's heading back to Magmore Caverns. Because the next item you need to get is ice, and it's the fastest way to go to get it.
Actually, the next item that you get is Artifact of Strength.
Yeah, you're right.
The next useful item. Well, besides that power bomb.
Yeah, I missed like 2 items there.
Sadly, this route doesn't let you get high spreader like you used to be able to. Back in the day.
Back in the day.
Back when speedrunning was actually fun. I mean, just back in the day.
So I suppose we haven't talked about it. When you see these guys lock onto something and then go flying off to the side at really high speed, that isn't like intended in game mechanics. They're doing a trick called a dash, and it's basically essentially how it works. You dash around an enemy and then when you let go of the lock on, you can gain a lot of speed that way. So they use that all like in a lot of different rooms around the run to save time and skip things.
Boosting is usually the fastest method, but dashing can be the fastest if you don't have a good place to boost.
Boosting also requires you to morph and unmorph.
Yeah, usually you'll try to get an instant unmorph if it's possible to save a second. Yeah, we gotta see how Tom does with this one fewer E-tank.
Yeah, I'm kind of worried.
Only has 76 energy. That should be enough to make it through the rest of Magmore. Then he would be safe.
Yeah, you can boost through that last room with like 30 or so.
Assuming they don't get stuck.
Really close though.
30 is not recommended, yeah. Especially in a race.
So he's at 76. 71.
Please don't boost through this room.
This is going to be...
Okay, he takes a safer route.
Okay. So as he's heading back to Chosen Ruins, and he's going to get the Artifact of Life Giver.
Usually the Artifact of Life Giver requires Gravity Suit, Boost Ball, and Spider Ball to collect, but Essie's going to use a dash jump to skip the Spider Ball requirement.
It's possible to do it without a dash, too. It's slightly faster. Use the dash.
Then he's going to use a ghetto jump to get up. Turns out that the underwater physics make ghetto jumps really, really useful underwater.
Yeah, so he's jumping against the slope, and that gives you extra height.
You can actually make that jump with one jump. You don't need space jump. It's a low-income leap.
It's a famished vertical movement. There are a lot of really good names for that.
And you can see Tom using the jump Skull mentioned earlier here.
Now Essie's going to go to Magma Pool to get infinite speed again, so he can get a power bomb. That lets him get X-ray a lot easier.
Yeah, behind the wall on the other side of this room, the power bomb exists. But then getting infinite speed and boosting gives you that item on the other side of the room. I think this one takes slightly longer than the one in the Wave Sun Wall Crawl.
This
Yeah, the
infinite speed
IGT
takes slightly longer because of the room lag.
Yeah, so the IGT would be the same. Or roughly the same.
As a result, it takes about 20 more seconds.
I don't know if there's an easier, less laggy way of doing this.
Tom using a different strat. And going for the regular strat.
So I know for sure that Tom shot the save door. I
Yeah,
wasn't
he did.
paying attention to Essie though.
They both shot it.
Here,
That'd be a disaster if they didn't shoot it.
Essie uses the fixed camera of Ruined Fountain. By unmorphing and remorphing, he cancels infinite speed, which allows him to boost without all the funky side effects. Note that he still will get light show if he unmorphs, so use the save station to cancel that.
Yeah, normally if you unmorph with infinite speed, there's something that happens called light show that really messes up the camera. You can't see anything. And it will continue to do that if he unmorphs till he gets to the save station.
The reason the save station cancels light show is because it is a cutscene that moves Samus.
So he saves there, which is good.
There was a different word I was looking for.
Set Samus's position.
Repositions.
Repositions.
Samus. There it is.
Alright, so as he's getting out of bounds here, he's doing a trick called Ice Beam before Flygra. Even though he already did Flygra, it's just the name of the trick. And he's gonna. This is the reason he didn't have to do the puzzle, however long ago that was, because he's gonna be transitioning that room out of bounds, and he's gonna get Ice Beam. Saves. I forget how much time it saves.
Compared to doing it inbounds,
Yeah.
I don't know, probably if I were to just throw out a number, I'd say like 20 seconds.
The wall crawl itself saves 20 to 30 seconds, while there is a trick later called Ghost Skip that saves 20 seconds.
I feel it's probably more in RTA too, because there's less cutscenes when you do this.
Yeah,
It's much more in RTA.
But you have to be pretty consistent at it for it to be worth it. Since there's a lot of ways that out of bounds movement can go wrong in this game. You can like fall to the bottom and then it takes a lot of time to get back up. You mess it up.
Here Tom safely cancels light show.
Mm-hmm.
right side furnace hype.
So they kind of look random what they're doing out of bounds, but they're actually doing like very, very specific things. Morphing in very specific places to land in certain places in the room to make sure that the next room loads.
Yeah, you may have noticed that
It's very
Essie
precise.
jumped away from the door in furnace. That's because he had to hit the load trigger. So a lot of what they're doing here is first hitting the trigger to get the next room to load, and then going up to the door and transitioning out to that room.
Looks like SE
SE.
activated the, oh, he got it, okay.
As he skips, emptying the reflecting pool's water by jumping on a stone toad's head and Ghetto jumping up to the top.
That was actually a pretty good IVBF by SE.
Yeah, this race is actually still pretty close.
Yeah, relatively speaking.
It's very easy to lose 30 seconds before you even know what's happening.
Ooh, Tom's doing left side. Hopefully it doesn't fall here.
Essie's going to skip a spider ball requirement here by jumping on the track and jumping up to the top level of the room.
And this is the reason that you get that power bomb early. Because you need the power bomb there, and you need the power bomb in the next room to get the X-ray visor.
believe you could get all this without the power bomb, but you would not want to do it that way.
Alright, Tom gets IVBF too. Nice.
Essie's gonna skip the ghost fight in this room a minute by just doing a R jump up the slope, up to the entrance of the room. LX spring space jump.
Best trick in the game.
The most useful trick in the game. Alright, so now that they've done that,
Tom skipping the Life Grove tunnel missile.
you can get that missile completely free because the next room is loading. But this half pipe can be a real pain.
So that, what are those called? Seedling always drops a power bomb, so you don't soft lock there because you're required to use a power bomb to get out of there.
Unless you do the rock jump.
Which is
You
like,
could do the rock jump. Not
yeah,
strat, though.
Yeah, you're right. That wouldn't really help you at all because you don't get the artifact.
You just go do GTC.
Yeah.
It's actually not that bad with space jump.
No, it isn't. Well, maybe now that SE can do vent shaft, we'll see him do GTC sometime in the future as well.
Yeah, Tom switches the buttons for the beam selection and visor selection.
And he's getting the missile as he goes out of this room instead of into it.
And now you can see why Life Grove Tunnel is a bad half pipe.
Yeah, you can get stuck pretty easily.
Difficult to
The half pipe will randomly kill your speed. And sometimes it won't even let you out. Pretty bad.
Now Essie is heading to the ship, where he's going to refill all of his health and ammo, and then he's going to head back to Magmore Caverns.
More importantly, it refills his power bombs,
Yeah.
which he needs to collect Artifact of Spirit.
Yeah, the next thing that he's going to get is Plasma Beam. Actually, the first room in Magmore is a pretty cool room if he does the R jump. to get
Scan.
across.
Use the
He's doing
scan
the
dash.
scan dash. There's like 4 different ways to do this room.
Yeah, there's a lot. R jump is a little bit harder, but it looks really cool. Scan dash, though, is good if you really, really, really don't want to die.
There is a recovery double bomb jump you can do if you fall in. It's actually very awkward though.
Yeah, the timing of that bomb bomb jump is not what you'd expect.
Here, SE skips another spider ball requirement by ghetto jumping.
Yeah, the ghetto jump off the spider track is a lot harder than it looks.
You can skip the whole spider ball puzzle in geothermal core by doing a ghetto jump. Unfortunately, SE missed it, but there was a nice backup.
He's actually on a pretty good pace.
Yeah, he is.
So now he's going to head to Fendrana to get Artifact of Spirit and Artifact of Elder? Is that
Yeah,
what
it's Elder and Thermal Visor.
Right. Thermal Visor's on your way out of the lab,
Mhm.
so everyone gets it because it speeds up the final battle.
I wouldn't say it speeds up the final battle, but it definitely makes it easier.
Out of the pass, you'll have an easier time.
So Tom or SE choosing to get the energy tank here rather than at the end.
Your SE is going to skip using grapple beam by jumping up to a weird tree branch and ghetto jumping up to a platform.
So he's not getting the power bomb expansion, which means he's going to have to get a power bomb drop later in Fendrana, which usually isn't a problem, but occasionally if you get really unlucky, it can mess you up. Because you have to have a power bomb.
I think it's like
Wow.
a 2 out of 7 chance every enemy in
Yeah.
labs, every drop.
It's a 2 out of 7 chance for the boxes and control tower to drop a power bomb.
But you have so many drops that you can get that you almost always get a power bomb, but sometimes you get unlucky.
Picking up the power bomb expansion in Fendrana's Edge only loses 12 seconds compared to the optimal RNG.
So you took a lot of damage in that room.
Yeah.
He still has
Okay,
2
though.
tanks of health left.
This doesn't look good according to chat. The pirate did not break the glass. Edward did not break the glass, so he has to reload the room and then try again. There's a pirate in there that breaks that glass, and if you move in a certain way,
Yeah,
he'll break it, and if you don't move in a certain way, then he won't break it.
It's still unclear
Yeah.
like what exactly causes him to do it. But if you do the same thing every time, he'll do it.
Yeah. So we got it second time. So that wasted a little bit of time, but not too much time.
Your SE skips shooting a frozen glass. No, I don't exactly know what it is, but SE skips going into the other control tower to shoot down that tower by jumping over the wall and shooting a missile at the vulnerable spot.
Normally, you have to go and melt some ice with plasma.
That's what it is, ice. Your SE needs a power bomb drop. Not having too much luck. He did not get a drop.
Wow,
Still searching.
that's really unlucky.
He did not get a drop in all of control tower.
Like we said, every single drop you're seeing has a 2 out of 7 chance of being a power bomb.
He has a few more options. Never mind, he's reloading control tower.
Yeah, you could go into the next room and do it.
And he gets one from the first box. Thanks, game.
Really great game. Oh, this race just got a lot closer. Although it's the glass. It's like got a power.
Tom got a powerbomb drop from the pirate that breaks the glass. So he does not have to search all of control tower. That should close the gap between Essie and Tom a little bit.
Thing is, labs is one of the harder sections of the run, so you never know what's going to happen. I say labs, I meant mines.
Essie has collected everything he needs in Fintrana, so now he's heading to the mines so he can collect main power bombs, artifact of warrior, artifact of newborn, and Phazon suit.
Alright, the rocks that are in this tunnel are why you need a power bomb.
And that zoomer always drops another power bomb, which is why they always kill that, because you need another power bomb really soon.
It's the farthest zoomer that always drops the power bomb. The other two do not. See boosts to the door, which is pretty cool.
SE skipped, triggering the elite pirate.
Nice.
Normally, you just, if you're going for IGT, you would boost into that cutscene trigger so that you'd be unmorphed by it, jump elite pirate. But if you're going for RTA, skip that cutscene. Takes like 10 seconds.
So these elite pirates are kind of stupid. If you just kind of strafe around them slowly, they'll never actually see you, and they won't shoot at you. And you just rapid fire missiles at them and kill them really fast. That works for elite pirates and the phase-on elite and the Omega pirate.
Your SE gets a not bad maze.
Yeah, so the number of squares in this maze is random, between 15 and 55, excluding 53.
There's
and
three.
Tom fell in PPC a little bit. That shouldn't waste too much time now.
Okay, so SE did get a bad maze.
Yeah, 45 squares is a lot.
There are 300 different mazes. The best maze you can get is 15 squares, and there's 4 of those. The worst maze you can get is 55 squares, and there's 1 of those.
I've never known for sure that I got a 55.
I got a 15 in my race a few days ago.
I've probably gotten the 55 at some point, but
SE taking the save here. Both runners are actually still pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
the maze finder program, Miles just input every single maze into it.
The way the maze finder works is you input the sides that do not have solid electricity for each of the squares that the program lists. I'm going to try to use it for Tom's maze.
As you went back for the PB, I guess. Cost him a lot of health, though. Although
Yeah.
that's about the amount of health that you'd have normally anyway, probably a little bit more.
Dang, I messed up his maze. I'm not very good at it.
Yeah, you have to get
we can
pretty
sort
good
of
at using
estimate.
the program to be able to use it.
Oh, here it is.
That you
I
have.
got it.
His is a little bit better. Yeah, this is nice.
8%. Shoutouts to Miles for taking the trouble to solve every single maze for his program.
By the way, here's the link to his program.
Essie's heading into the lower section of the mines. There's a trick in this room, Metroid Quarantine, or I should say Fungal Hall A, where you can get out of bounds and then get the artifact of Newborn early, but it's like really, really difficult and not
Secret
that
world.
good.
Very precise. The wall crawl itself isn't too bad, minus 2 soft lock chances.
So they're both just going to come back later to get artifact of Newborn after they beat Omega Pirate.
And Tom falls into QA, unfortunately.
QA can be pretty tricky if you try to dash off of a Metroid, because there is some variance.
You're relying on a Metroid's position.
There's a lot of stuff you can do to get it pretty consistent, but at the end of the day, screw you over.
SC makes it across the MQB gap.
Nice.
He still has a lot of health. He should be safe.
He's got a lot of misses too, so he'll be able to rapid fire all of the phase-on blocks on Omega Pirate.
So it's pretty unlikely SC's going to die at this point.
Yeah.
MQB is probably the biggest chance for that to happen.
So Essie's going to try to one round the fight here.
Made a power bomb to try to skip the appearance of the troopers and make the Omega Pirate become invisible faster without playing that whole animation. It's timed it though, so the did appear.
And Tom makes it across the MQB gap as well. He's a little bit lower on health. And he's taking the save.
So the way an Omega Pirate works is he always spawns. He won't spawn in the pool right next to you, and he won't spawn in the pool when he just spawned in previously. So it's possible to manipulate him where you always know where he's going to spawn. It makes the fight a lot easier. So as he got the one round, didn't seem to have too much difficulty with him.
Tom, planning ahead by using his missiles, spreading the damage from his missiles out between each of the pads, so he can destroy them faster with plasma.
Looks like he got the pirate skip. So
And
pirates don't show up for Tom.
Tom said that the reason he doesn't want to do 21% single segment is because he can't beat Omega, but it's like the hard part. Or he doesn't want to deal with beating Omega.
The reason the phase-on suit doesn't show in the cutscene is because for the cutscene it just increments the suit counter, and then the next suit after Barry is gravity suit, so that's why it shows that. But it actually does give you phase-on suit, not gravity suit. It's just a cutscene. So So as you get in the artifact of Newborn here, this is the artifact we talked about earlier, where you can. It's possible to get it before phase on suit, but it's really hard and really risky. Also, Lionheart, you're going to see the same thing at the end of the game. When she loses phase on suit, it'll show her going back to the gravity suit, even though she never had the gravity suit.
And then back to various suit.
Yeah.
And then back to gravity suit again. For some reason, SE got stuck under the mushroom.
So now SE's doing the shafts, it looks like. Or no, never mind. My screen crashed. It looked like he was in the shaft room. Don't listen to me.
Shafts is probably the hardest trick in any percent that's mandatory in this route. Personally, I think the first shaft is the harder of the two.
I think most people agree.
It's not quite there yet. So.
No.
Here, SE is going to jump over the pirate trigger, or attempt to anyways.
This one would waste a lot more time. So you'd have to kill the
Successful.
pirate. Yep, got it.
Yep.
SE's doing pretty well, honestly. This run. So he lays a power bomb there to break all those boxes and then collect the drops. Because you need 24 missiles for a fight coming up. He's got full missiles now, so he'll be fine for that.
You only need one PB at this point.
Alright, so here's the first shaft. You're supposed to have Spider Ball to climb these, but you can do some wonky jumps and some bomb jumps.
Some wonky jumps.
Some wonky jumps.
Some bomb space.
SE
jumps.
uses a bomb space jump to jump up to a block of collision, and then he will turn around and jump to a different block of collision, so he can jump into the spider track and land on a standable spot. As far as I know, there's 4 standable spots along the spider track, and you use those to climb up the rest of the shaft. Very finicky, as you can see.
So Tom going for the cutscene skip here too. Oh, he triggered the cutscene. So now he'll have to fight that pirate.
The bomb space jump works because you have like half of a second or so before the game considers you to be completely in the air. So you unmorph and jump immediately within that time frame, and you'll be able to space jump. It's actually getting pretty close.
Yeah, Essie's having a hard time with this first shaft.
Yeah, the first shaft is really difficult.
Yeah, so DOX, you definitely want to use the zero.
SE clears the
version.
first shaft,
Okay, he got it.
just as
Yeah,
Tom enters the room.
Tom definitely gained a lot of time, or closed the gap a lot. Assuming you can get this room relatively fast.
Now's the second shaft. It's much easier than the first one. You have to do an awkward rock jump, which he gets first try. You can jump on those spinning things that knock you down onto the pipe and up to the door. It's first try, second shaft. It's pretty good.
It's It's an interesting rock jump strat. That rock has a very small amount of space you can land on.
Okay, so Tom got the first shaft.
And he has to boost through the wall in this room.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be able to come from that side. You're supposed to come from the other side and then break
Tom.
the laser.
Also climbing the second shaft in a fair amount of time.
Yeah, this could get close at final bosses.
It's close now.
Well, I mean, Tom could still win, I should say, at final bosses. Yeah, this is definitely the closest race we've had so far, to be honest. A lot of the other ones have been kind of blowouts. But
Tom does not kill the two pirates.
it's
It's being a little risky.
a little
Because they
risky.
can knock you into the field of view,
Yeah,
the elite pirate, which he will start attacking, and he will have much less vulnerable time.
I think if they shoot the elite pirate too, that'll set him off.
Doesn't seem to have a problem.
Yeah, now he should be good. Well, I'm way behind you guys, so
You can refresh the stream.
I have been.
Are you on the commentary stream?
Are you watching the live stream itself?
I'm not on the commentary stream.
Okay, I sent you a link on Discord at the beginning of this.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention, Skull.
Yeah. There's a commentary stream.
There's a lot
Looks
of
like Tom is actually ahead of Essie now.
Tom has surpassed Essie. Actually, they're at the same jump. And they both fall. Oh man. It's a race now. Tom falls again. Fortunately, not too. Okay, Essie makes it up to the top of the room.
Tom falls again.
Tom going for a different strat.
Okay, I got the real stream now.
And he does it. It's very interesting. I've never seen that before. Ghost skip and final bosses can still change this race up.
Yeah, final bosses can easily take 30 seconds.
Or more,
That's
honestly.
That's like just from RNG too. Alright, so Essie's gonna try to skip triggering the ghost so that the doors won't lock.
Yeah, he skips the ghost by jumping over a trigger. And once he activates the 3 bomb slots, he has to do a precise unmorph onto a peg. And if he misses that, then he'll fall right into the ghost trigger and lose 20 seconds.
Luckily you have X-ray though, so the ghost fight typically takes the same amount of time. It's about 20 seconds. You don't have the RNG.
Essie missing the jump.
Okay. Yeah, Tom could definitely gain some time here. You can get it there.
This is really close. To get that scan.
Tom makes the jump
Ooh,
and misses
fell
the
back.
jump.
Oh.
Neither player goes for the bomb slot overlap for some reason.
You can overlap the cutscenes and lose a little bit less RTA.
You know, Essie's heading to the ship for the last save of the game, and then it's going to be final boss time.
Yeah, he only needs to get one more artifact, and that's the one that's at Artifact Temple.
Which is the same place Ridley is, so it's like right, it's really convenient, it's right on the way. What is that noise?
It's gone now.
That was my dog having a dream,
Oh my
making
god.
some noises. That actually scared me for a second.
I couldn't tell what it was.
Tom is like 2 rooms behind. So if you're going for RTA with Ridley, you don't want to get the wings burning off cutscene. So hopefully they don't go for that first boost. So for Ridley, if after this phase is over, once you stun Ridley, if you fire a charge shot at the exact right frame, you will not do his phase where he flies around, which he's starting up right now on SD's stream.
Call that flyby skip.
Yeah, it's called flyby skip. It saves a lot of time.
think I heard 22 seconds being thrown around, for in-game time at least.
They're not doing it here, but as an alternative, you can boost into him while he's doing his flyby, and that saves a little bit of time over the slowest method.
Getting mid-air boost would actually be slower for a race.
Yeah, slower RPA.
So you can see on SC stream, Ridley just lost most of his health. It's because Boost Ball does 50,000 damage per frame. It's impacting Ridley, and he has like 3,000 damage, so it just immediately gets rid of the entirety of the first phase of his health. Goes straight to the second phase.
Doesn't help during the ground
SC
phase.
finishes Ridley.
Yeah, that was a really good fight, actually.
Tom using strafe strats. And here Tom finishes Ridley.
I don't think, did we see any Morph Ball or Ridley invulnerability?
No,
I don't think so.
I was gonna say Morph Ball invulnerability, but that's the wrong game. Anyway, sometimes Ridley's chest is not vulnerable, even though you stunned him.
As he gets the ghetto jump. First try, which is good, because if you fail that, the Metroids can come and mess you up.
Yeah, you want to climb certain fast.
Final bosses still have a chance to switch things up.
Definitely.
Yeah. The final subchamber in particular, Metroid Prime can change to any color he wants, and you really want plasma and ice to be the colors he picks.
Missing snipes and missing charge shots can also cost time. It adds up really fast.
And the Essence can also have big variance too, depending on his movement. And whether or not they can get their 2 or 3 people depending on what they go for.
But your subchamber is always wave and power in some order. Second subchamber is ice, wave, and power in some order. Third is all 4 beams in some order. So there's not too much in the way of RNG for those, as far as time loss is concerned. It's probably better for ice to not be last in the second subchamber, for example, so that you can get a snipe with ice beam.
I don't think we explained what snipes were. After you finish a phase, Metroid Prime will dash at you, and you can snipe Metroid Prime before he turns around, before she turns around, and as she turning around.
Yeah, after you finish a phase, you can do additional damage. You hit him with charge shots. %, since you have super missiles, you can completely skip phase. You land a charged power beam shot, and then a super missile.
You can skip the ice phase too with Ice Redder. This Ice Redder just immediately does all the damage you need for a phase. But that's 100%, so.
Tom entering subchamber 3, while Essie is still in subchamber 3.
Really close race.
Yeah, this is great.
Tom starting out with the power phase. Not very optimal. Which of course he doesn't have control over that. Going straight into wave, it's not very good either.
Yeah, you want to be able to use plasma snipes and ice snipes to kind of help along the wave and power phases.
It's pretty much the worst RNG I've gotten.
Yeah, getting them at the end, ice and plasma at the end is probably the worst.
He does get plasma before ice though, which is good.
So Essie going into subchamber 4.
Starts with power, switches to wave. Not good RNG so far.
But you can see he can just randomly switch whenever he wants.
Tom entering subchamber 4.
Yeah.
His RNG here might determine it. We'll reach Essence first. Essie still
Stayed on
gets
wave with a double switch.
and Tom gets plasma, which is the best for subchamber 4. Charges
Oh,
twice.
and he charges.
He gets the snipe.
Got a snipe on him, yeah.
That was
Essie switches to
really
plasma.
clutch. That was really clutch by Tom.
Tom passes the phase. Hopefully he gets the
Used
snipe.
orbs, though.
He got the snipe.
Oh my gosh,
This is a
race.
pretty good fight.
This is an amazing race.
Switches to ice. That's the best RNG. Immediate kill.
Ooh, that
Gets
orb,
the
though.
snipe.
Orb is coming at him.
Switches back to plasma.
Wow.
Kills the phase. Essie and Tom are neck and neck. Switches to power, dang.
Power. Ruined it. Ruined the streak.
Actually doesn't cost that much time since he's almost dead anyways. Both players finish EXO within 3 seconds of each other. Essence will determine the race.
This is unreal right now.
So Essence, if he is too close to his shell, he will not lay pool. He'll always lay the first pool, but after that,
Tom wastes RTA by accidentally pausing. Which is what actually matters at this point. Essie getting a good pool placement. Tom moving around, so I don't know. Also getting the same pool play. No.
I'm not sure what Tom's doing.
Essie going for a 2 pool.
It's bold.
yeah, it is.
Tom going for a 2 pool as well. Essence jumps back.
Yeah, you need to stay close to him to get the most damage you can.
Looks like Essie's closer than Tom is.
Essie gets a good first pool. And Tom gets a not good 2 pool pool.
Yeah, that's gonna be real tough to
Could probably do it.
A backup 3 pool might be safer for this. Essence in the perfect position for Essie's 2 pool.
But he didn't. Might not get it.
Yeah, if I were Tom, I'd go for a quick 3 pool at this point and hope that SU misses it. But we'll see what he does.
I don't know if Essie shot.
Essie
Nope.
takes the race.
He didn't.
Good job,
Nice.
Essie.
Nice, Essie.
Wow, that was
That was
something.
That was real close. That was real close.
As you can see, the final bosses are the worst part of the run, because you cannot control them.
Tom actually had a really good second pool, just that his first pool wasn't quite good enough.
Shout outs to Tomato Bob.
Based tomato bomb.
My friend thinks I did great. He's sitting right next to me. He's full of shit. That was terrible. But it's okay. I could have got the 2 pool really easily and won.
Okay, you lost by 5 seconds. Not 5 minutes. Not 5 hours, 5 seconds.
Yeah, it was shit. It was shit. It's alright, we're gonna go get drunk now. Have
You
fun, guys.
definitely
Alright.
didn't. You didn't stop your timer. All right, bye. Okay.
Yes.
Well, I guess this timer isn't gonna stop.
Yeah. I don't remember what.
He's using
We can find it. We can just look in the bot, I suppose.
he's using Paper Mario timing, where you wait till the credits are over.
Congrats to Essie and Tom. That was like honestly
1:31:34
okay.
is what Tom says.
Was it really only 3 seconds? I thought it was more than 3 seconds.
1 minute and 3 seconds apart.
Oh, 131. 131. Okay.
Essence sucks.
Alright, I'm gonna record this. So that means, hold on, actually. So Essie had 130, 31, 131, 30.
Sick interlaced cutscene.
Yeah. So that means Essie is most likely going to play Miles in his next race, assuming Miles beats Shorik, which he'll be favored to. And then Tom will play Jack in the loser's bracket.
SC tied his PB.
Nice.
Very, very good.
Well, that was a fun race.
Apparently
That
Tom
was-
tied his PB too, so
But doesn't Tom have a 108?
yes.
So Tom won in in-game time.
Oh,
Wait.
he cut the stream.
He cut the stream.
He
right
cut the
before
stream right before the in-game time.
Yeah, I'm pretty embarrassed, so it doesn't get in-game timer, sorry.
What was the in-game time?
Rip.
Wow.
He got a 108. Tom wins the race.
We'll
Yay.
never know.
Tom lost an
How
RTA
much-
minute to SE, but still got a in-game time minute faster.
Elite Pirate Scamp? Oh, yeah. That would make sense.
Well,
Alright.
guys, just
That was
remember
pretty
to
fun.
skip your cutscenes.
Yeah, it was a pretty good race.
Yeah.
It was really good around the end. September 4 was the best. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and get off here.
Yeah.
It was fun commentating.
See ya.
When the next race is going
Yeah.
to be, let's see. I believe it's tomorrow. Yeah, the next race is tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be Kirby Master versus Zelkies. Tune in for that.
All right. I think the winner of that plays me.
Yes, the winner of that will play you.
All right, sweet. I'm gonna head out too.
Yep, me too. See you
Yes.
guys.